What's up guys? In this video, we are unpacking the most important meeting in your customer journey. It's not the demo, it's not the renewal call, it's not a cold call or even an expansion call. It is the kickoff call, the first meeting between your customer and the customer success rep. And believe it or not, it's where most companies drop the ball and end up causing a ton of churn. If you do it right, the customer is quick to implement and quick to ask for help when they need it, leading to high retention and referrals. Do it wrong and you've wasted all your marketing and sales efforts and you have a customer out in the market with a sour taste in their mouth. If you're new here, I'm Johnny Page, the CEO at SaaS Academy, where we've helped over 3,000 founders scale their SaaS businesses. Stick around to the end of this video and I'm gonna give you a template, an SOP to make sure that you can actually implement what I teach here to make sure your kickoff calls are dialed in. In just a few minutes, I'm gonna walk you through the 3 phases of a kickoff call. But before we do that, let's unpack the psychology driving customer behavior at this point in their journey. In order to make a purchase, a customer has to have a certain level of confidence or belief that your product can solve their problem. It's really important in this process that we protect that belief because belief drives action. As soon as they stop believing that you're the person that can help them achieve their goals, they're gonna stop taking action. And the worst thing that can happen in our activation period before we get them to their desired outcome is that a customer stops taking action. So as your customer experiences value or signs of progress towards their value, their belief goes up. But every time you make an ask to invest more time or effort or money, their belief is tested. All right, so what we have here is our onboarding flow, right? From the time of purchase through first value and ultimately their desired outcome. And it's important to know that as our customer moves throughout this process, their belief and confidence goes up and down. Every time we make an ask and they have to invest more time, money, or effort, their belief and confidence goes down. They're more at risk of that being at waste. And then every time they see value or progress towards value, their belief goes up. So it's important to keep this in mind as we design the steps of onboarding. If there's ever a gap too big, then we can trust that our customers won't make that leap. They won't actually follow through. They stop taking action and ultimately it puts your revenue at risk. All right, so there's 3 phases to the kickoff call. And this actually starts all the way in the sales process. The second that that bell is rung, the deal is closed, we want the sales rep to begin hyping up the CSM. The success of a client's onboarding starts with the sales handoff. And as soon as the deal is closed, the sales rep needs to become the customer success hype man. From the client's perspective, it's a little unsettling to go through the entire discovery and demo process with one point of contact and then be handed off to someone completely new once the deal is signed and the payment's been made. So we're gonna offset that feeling by hyping up the customer success manager. And it can sound something like this. Hey client, you've made a great decision and it's been awesome working with you through this process. The next step in helping you achieve X is to meet with Ryan. Now Ryan has worked with over 200 clients just like you and is world-class at helping them get set up. I'll be meeting with him this afternoon to download all that you communicated to me so you can hit the ground running in your first call. Look, this is super simple, but a really important step to increase the confidence the client has as they go through the client onboarding process. And that leads us to step 2 in preparation, the sales handoff. In this step, we have to transfer the context from the sales team to the onboarding team. As a customer success manager, you have to understand the context that actually drove the purchase. For complex and bigger deals, it makes sense for the sales rep and the CSM to actually meet, discuss the context, what was important to them, what were their goals. Maybe for smaller deals where most customers are coming in with the same problem, your notes in the CRM can work. But the goal here is to make sure that the customer isn't starting over with a brand new relationship when they show up for the onboarding call. If you do this right, the trust and authority built in the sales process is actually transferred over to the CSM. All right, phase 2 of the kickoff call is the confirmation phase. This phase begins as soon as you jump on the call. There's 5 things that you have to get right on the kickoff call, and every product's gonna be a little bit different. You can get creative with how you actually host these calls, but if you're gonna be successful, you have to make sure you accomplish these 5 things. Number 1 is what I call earn the right statement. We've got to start off with a statement that positions you as the expert and someone someone that the client can trust. This can sound like how many clients you've worked with, how many years you've been working with the product. If you're new to it, maybe you can pull on the success that the company has had before, but you have to give them a reason to believe that you are the Sherpa to get them where they want to go. Step number 2, we're going to confirm their goals. In this step, you're showing off the preparation you went through with the sales rep. You're going to walk through the goals that they shared and then just ask, hey, was there anything missing here? Now, there is a Goldilocks zone here. You don't need to go through and say every single thing you got from the sales rep, but we want to show a sign of confidence and put their mind at ease that some work happened behind the scenes to steward their time well. Step 3 is we're gonna show them the path, right? We have to show them what onboarding looks like from a 10,000 foot view. Again, the goal here is to create a sense of clarity, not overwhelm. We don't have to go through every single item in the task list. We want them seeing an overarching plan of how to get them from a cold start through to their desired outcome. Step number 4 is we're gonna gather the resources. Now that we've shown them the path, we need to show them the resources available to make sure they can get where they wanna go. Now, it's important for you also to gather who are their resources internally. Are there certain contacts and contact information that you're gonna need to make sure the implementation goes smoothly? Last but not least, step number 5 is we've gotta set expectations. The goal here is making the implicit explicit. Mismatched expectations can really fracture a relationship. So just make sure that we're on the same page with what implementation looks like, who's gonna be involved, who's doing what. We've got a clear plan going forward. All right, now once you've done these 5 things, you're ready for the 3rd and final phase of the kickoff call, where we start to make some progress. In this phase, we're just looking for a few quick wins. Now, not every product lends itself to this, but the goal here is to start crossing some items off the checklist. As a customer, it doesn't feel great to be through an entire sales process talking about the pain and the problem that we're facing to make a purchase and then show up on a kickoff call having only talked about what implementation looks like. It's really nice to be able to break some ground, and even if we're just exchanging logins and getting set up in the project management system, it's great to show some progress in this step. I like to use the excitement they have to get a few things crossed off the list where we can end in our final step, which is to book a meeting from the meeting, the BAM fam. A great kickoff call ends by confirming all the next steps and booking in the next call so that you are off to the races with a ton of momentum through the onboarding process. Well, there you have it, guys, the kickoff call formula to make sure that your customers take action and actually implement the product. Now, if you want, I've prepared a written guide, an SOP, to help you actually take what I've taught here and implement it into your onboarding process. So check out the links down below to get your copy today. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. I'll be dropping videos just like this every week.